I'm gonna spoil the kitty cat. Okay. Make sure we get a good shot of this. Okay, are you ready? Oh, come. You're too excited. Here. You are so hype about it. All right. Pause down.
There we go. I'm actually okay with leaving that there.
You lean so far forward, no one can tell that you know it. Got it. And then this. There we go. Because it's she's so eager to do it that you can't even tell that she's doing a thing.
I gotta make a whole file just for the lasagna.
Zilla is eager to be the show person.
I did just realize the main problem with this lasagna, though. If it wanted to be realistic, I should draw a couple of chunks missing out from it and on some of the plates over there.
In the early days of blogs and Tumblr, I started and never kept up with a project called Ugly Pictures of Dirty Dishes. And the notion was it was a food blog where I go to places to eat food and take a picture of it, but after I ate it. So it's just the plate or the container, and it's gone now. And I feel like if I kept up with it, that could have had novelty value. I didn't keep up with it, and that's fine too.
I am I'm not sure novelty value is real value.
It's not. It's super not. No, you're right. It's super not. Which is why I don't super regret not keeping up with that dumb idea.
So we were talking earlier about social media stuff, and I kind of had a realization that, I've never necessarily gotten what I wanted out of social media, but I have gotten a lot of important things out of it. And I don't know, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, mainly with the whole Musk buying Twitter thing and how horrible that is. Of course, like, to a certain extent, it was already owned by a billionaire. But
Zilla has completely lost focus. Can we fix this? Yeah, we can. Got it. Yeah, it's I mean, like, the implications now is that it's a privately owned company and he can do whatever he wants with it. I don't know. I'll watch what happens. I'm still going to use Twitter because it's a decent tool for a lot of what I need to do. But I've actually set. I was talking about this on Tuesday. I have decided for sure, like, I'm prepared to leave Twitter if certain things happen.
Yeah.
And if those certain things happen, I'm out. Because I certainly haven't, like, gotten so much value from Twitter that it's not worth just bailing on. I've bailed on it before. And Facebook.
The thing about social media I find very important is its ability to have us connect with people very far away and very different from us in ways that we never could have before.
Boy, do I agree. Like, my favorite part of social media is the people I can keep in touch with. The people that I've, like, met and made friends with and talked to increasingly regularly. Oh my god, the focus, for fuck's sake.
Frankly, I'm not even, like, it's not even the personal connections. It's, like, looking out and hearing people's stories. Like, I mean, I don't want to go into a whole thing about Ukraine, but Ukraine's a big example of that. It kind of completely revolutionizes the face of war when the people on both sides can see each other as people, and that's something social media has very strongly allowed.
Yeah, because a lot of what enables a human being to kill another human being is the construct that says, "Oh, that's not a human being."
Mhm.
And most war propaganda throughout history, like even to like tribal like early level, is, well, we need to go take their shit. Aren't they people? Nah, not like us.
Mhm.
So just go take their shit. Um, it's so important that I would suggest, and I'll leave to a historian to actually say for sure, required to dehumanize the other side if you're gonna go and kill them, like wholesale. You need to detach from that in order to turn a good person into a warrior.
Yeah. And to a certain extent, like it is an invention. It's not a company. As much as they wish it was, like it's a concept that I think is going to stick around uh beyond all the billionaires buying it out and whatnot.
Because that's an interesting point too. Because like, what is Twitter?
Mhm.
It's a easily rememberable brand and website with a very specific communication format. That's
Mhm.
all it is. It has some features on top of it. What is Facebook? A very recognizable website and brand, with a number of formatted communication systems.
Mhm.
They're also advertising platforms. What is Reddit? What is Pinterest? What is Instagram? What is TikTok? Recognizable websites and brands with a very specific communication format. And what all of them have at this point in history is large numbers.
Mhm.
They are all where most people are. And like, take for the case of Twitter, you've got what's the one? The Mastodon.
Mastodon.
Mastodon. Cool idea. Kind of has some traction in our extended circles.
Mhm.
Kimmy will talk a lot more about what Mastodon's good for if I don't talk over her like an asshole. It's one of the reasons why like Kimmy's one of my best friends, is because she'll shut me the fuck up if I'm talking too much. Yeah, and I always think of like our old friend Peggy, who is one of the earlier adopters of Mastodon, who still pops up on Twitter and says, "Oh, hi, I just had this thought. Also, by the way, I'm on Mastodon."
Mhm.
Um, there's stuff out there, and it's smaller. I was talking to Danny, lady that does that did the uh La Katrina comic,
Mhm.
about how, hey, are we just gonna just bail on this piece of shit website? And it's like, well, everyone's here though. Like, I
Mhm.
keep in touch with her because we're connected on Twitter.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Doig Swift. I like can like post, like, if like there was a clip that I saw, I'll usually, like, if I don't get it in on the show, I'll post it on Twitter and they'll like it, or if I do like some other doodle about it or something, I can throw it up there. Fucking Luna, Annie Create. There was this, she was doing a donation drive a while back, and I donated to it, and she's like, "Oh, hey, did you know you get like a doodle out of this?" And she like had no other way to get in touch with me other than like Twitter. I was like, "Oh, hey, well, yeah, sure. Here's what I request for that." Um, it's a fucking tool.
Mhm.
The question is, and the question has been since, like, the state of politics for the past, for as long as social media has existed, is like, what can we do with this tool? Who's
Mhm.
in charge of what we do with this tool? who makes the decisions that matter? Do we write laws that say social media must behave in this way? And if so, is that a good idea? Because then the politics gets to say how communication works. Or do we leave it in the hands of the very wealthy, powerful, moneyed individuals who can buy and run a company and say, I have bought this communication platform and it shall behave in this way? This is not new because rich-ass motherfuckers bought entire newspapers. That bought entire radio stations, right? Bought entire television networks. This is just a continuation of history, but what does it mean in the digital age?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, Rockefeller or who the fuck ever, I don't know my history well enough to whatever, bought this city's major newspaper. Fucking wait, no, who the fuck bought Washington Post?
Wasn't it Bezos?
I think it was Bezos. Bezos bought the Washington fucking Post, right? Does that invalidate newspapers? Not really. So what's it? The Koch brothers, for all intents and purposes, bought Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Not literally, but basically you're driving it to be what it is now. Does that invalidate television? Not really.
And that's the case with, frankly, most news companies now, as they are in someone's pocket. And yeah, so to that extent, like, that's kind of what I like about social media is you have to do a lot more, like, research and separating the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. But you can hear from actual people and what they're going through rather than what the company wants you to know.
And that can be funged. That can be fucked with. That can be curated in a way that spins a narrative, but it also still comes from a human being. It can be bought. You can buy 1,000 people to just make tweets all day. That's probably actually pretty cheap to do.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably personally afford... Ooh. Never mind, just had some evil thoughts. But yeah, no, you can send, you can get enough people to do the thing, to put a message out there. It still needs to take root. Now, a lot of bad messages have taken root, but others haven't. A lot of good messages have also taken root.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I go to the, like, importance of doing your due diligence, and like it takes more research, it takes more understanding and critical thinking.
I agree, because I think, like, every major medium needed to come of age.
Mm-hmm.
I think every major medium has its infancy, its adolescence, and its adulthood. And I think when a medium has its adolescence, so to speak, that's usually when the bad shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Take cinema. The Nazis, before World War II, were incredible at cinema propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
They were pioneers to a lot of cinema techniques that endured, that people don't know or don't want to think about being associated or invented by, the Nazi propaganda machine. But they really used the medium to drive their war message incredibly successfully. We have encountered that already with the internet.
Yeah.
We've encountered that in a myriad of ways. And what happens when a medium, like, gets through that adolescent period, that dangerous, like, coming of age period, is people become more human beings that consume that media, become more savvy about what's good, what's bad, what's healthy, what's bullshit. And the internet took over so hard, so fast, that first, big players didn't even know what to do with it. And by the time they did know what to do with it, it had been so deeply like adopted that truly terrible things could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, not World War III so far.
Mhm.
Some wars, some atrocities, some bad shit, for sure. But I don't think we've seen World War II levels of bad as as a result of the internet. And maybe we dodged that bullet. Maybe we were savvy enough, fast enough to say, whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had a great world plague instead of a great world war, I'll take that.
Could be worse.
I'll wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to ask you, Kyle,
Yes.
is social media good or bad?
I think it's good. I think it's frustrating, but I think it's good.
I like that. I can work with that.
And I'll be honest, I don't like admitting that it's good.
I would agree with that too. I think, like, if I'm being pragmatic right now,
Mhm.
I do think these tools, these communication tools, are a good invention.
Mm-hmm.
I think the current generation of social media will not last forever. I think it will be replaced by the next generation eventually. I think the young people will be savvier. I think better products will be invented and will catch on, and young people will say, well, why would I use that old shit? The new shit is better in demonstrable ways. TikTok.
To be fair,
TikTok is interesting. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's better in social media ways than anything else. But it showed that the monopolies don't own they can't control everything. Eventually, they could buy TikTok.
I mean, the thing that I don't want to go too doom mongering.
What you
Oh,
got?
this isn't even doom mongering. Frankly, capitalism isn't going to last forever, and it's been burning itself out stronger and harder, even more lately. And so the current social media works won't be sustainable when that happens, so it'll have to change. And I refuse to believe that, like, the collapse that happens will be big enough to, like, doom humanity. So all that means is that there will be a new version of everything, including social media. And I hope it's all right.
I think
I hope whatever comes next is all right.
yeah, I get that. And I think, like, I don't think social media will die. I think this generation of social media is unsustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And something else will like defeat it in time.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow or next month or next year or next decade, I don't know. I don't think Facebook is forever. I don't think Twitter is forever. I think the rise of TikTok shows that others are going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're doing something that people can use and communicate with, they're going to rise. And if someone does Facebook better than Facebook, young people will start using it.
Mm-hmm.
If someone does Reddit better than Reddit, people will start using it. And these things won't start off huge. They will start off small and have smaller communities, and then suddenly build and build and build because they're doing something that's useful, something that's good, that people are enjoying, and it's not gonna happen overnight, and it'll be interesting who makes those things and what decisions they make and what those tools will be capable of.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I hope people realize, a dog whistle that I'm particularly keen on is when you say you want free speech, but you mean you want to abuse anyone you want without any repercussions. I'm keeping an eye on that one. I'm keeping an eye on who picks up on that, because it's such an easy it's an easy argument for those who want to be abusers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm just using my free speech, bro. It's just free speech. Why won't you let me have my free speech? To verbally and relentlessly abuse everyone that disagrees with me, and use like mob mentality to be abusive on the social media platforms.
Frankly, like, a lot of people misunderstand what free speech even means in that regard.
Yep.
And it's along the lines of like, oh, everyone has an opinion. Yeah, everyone does have an opinion. That's not an excuse to get away with consequences of your shitty opinion, though. That's sort of part of the problem here.
Yeah.
I mean, again, free speech is merely the government cannot, like, prevent you from saying
that's a fun
something
one.
against it.
But I don't feel like that's actually what anyone is arguing. I think what most people on that side are arguing is I don't want there to be consequences to my shitty take.
Mhm.
I want to say bad things about people I hate and not face repercussions, because that's just my free speech. No, that's abuse.
Mhm. It's also, yeah, and that's just not what free speech is.
That was a fun one.
Mhm.
Hey, you want me to
Nice
do another?
to-
What's that?
Oh, I like ending off on heavy topics.
Yeah, but hey, you want me to do a couple more comic books before we're done?